Hello and welcome to Cornish Walking Trail. Today we're down at St Ives.
Paradise private beach.
In today's video we're going to take a look at some of the back streets of St Ives. We've got some fabulous old photographs and we might even do some Widdy Waddying.
Love this beach.
Where are we to?
Porthminster Beach.
It is fabulous, isn't it?
Beautiful St Ives. What's all this about Widdy Waddying?
Let's get the book out and I'll tell you a wonderful story. So this book is A.K. Hamilton Jenkins, Cornwall and Its People, which was written just before around the Second World War. It's actually 3 books in one and it takes a look at Cornwall's social history. In this particular bit, this chapter is called The Cottage Home, and he's telling us that where the roofs of cottages were of thatch, winter storms frequently rifled them and then water would trickle down into the bedrooms, even onto the beds, making it quite uncomfortable to live in. And these cottages had no sanitation, so they had no bathrooms or anything like that. It was very primitive. I don't know if primitive is the right word, but it was quite basic. Shall we use the word basic? And it says here, it speaks well for the character of the Cornish people that they should have retained a reputation for cleanliness and decency even under such conditions. It is true that some of them possess peculiar ideas on the question of washing. Many of the older generation regard it as highly dangerous to wash their backs, believing that by doing so they would wash away their strength. He then relays a conversation between the passengers and the bus driver on a horse bus between Helston and the Lizard. In the course of the drive, a discussion arose among the passengers as to how frequently it was desirable to wash one's hair. "How often do you do it, John?" asked one of the party, turning to the man who drove the bus. "Wash me head?" exclaimed the latter in tones of righteous horror. "Why, I should as soon think of washing my feet." It goes on to say that the latter prejudice was widespread and illustrated by a conversation overheard quite recently in the streets of St Ives. "Es, me dear," one old woman was explaining to another, "I was down Mester Beach the other day and some passel of people there was too, bathing and widdy waddying. I don't know what they want with so much of it. I haven't been washing my feet for 20 years and they're white as lilies now." Have you guessed what Widdy Waddying is yet?
Well, I think I've got an idea, but I've never ever heard that phrase before, so what is it then?
Paddling!
Ah, okay.
So she's amazed at the tourists on the beach going in paddling. And I guess she must have really tough, leathery feet from being barefoot, and she doesn't want that to disappear.
So do you think she thinks it's a bit of a pointless, sort of futile thing to do?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Frivolous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose she's so busy working and trying to earn a living.
Yeah, and there's these people going in and paddling. Widdy Waddying.
There we go.
Are you going to do some now?
Come to St Ives and go for a Widdy Waddying. Is that right?
A Widdy Waddy.
I don't know. So it's the end of October. There are people in the sea though.
I know. I'm contemplating getting my shoes and socks off, but...
So this is where we cut to footage of us in the summer having a bit of a paddle.
Oh, that's brilliant.
There we go.
That's perfect. We'll do that. Yeah.
Well, we won't tell anybody and they'll think it's today.
Yeah. find some of these gorgeous cottages. They look idyllic today. Imagine coming here years ago.
Yeah.
Smelling the fish.
Yeah.
Smelling the sea air.
Yeah.
And the people.
What, their feet?
Yeah. Cheesy.
Stinky feet.
Cheesy fish.
But they used to promote the benefits of going to the beach, didn't they? And actually going to the coast for the pure air. Taking in the air, wasn't it?
Stinky St Ives.
Stinky St Ives.
Oh, we get the best angle, don't we? I think this is one of the best views of St Ives, down a narrow little alleyway in the Warren.
I agree with you, it's fantastic. One of the reasons I brought you down here is just over there.
Yeah.
There's a walkway, it's called the Lambeth Walk.
Let me just get it in shot. Yes. Over there.
Over there somewhere.
By the church.
Yeah, by the church. So we've got some old books with us, so I got a really good photo that's been taken looking across there, but before it's been built.
I know the one, let's dig it out.
Okay. It's a lovely little book, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's taken from Magic Lantern slides and put together by Malcolm McCarthy. And here's the photo we're talking about. So there's the church, and that building is the grey and cream one, and there's no walkway in front of it. That's the lifeboat station. Yeah, so there's literally nothing here to walk on. Those cottages wouldn't have been protected at all. I guess they put the wall in, didn't they, to protect it.
And it's very, very popular.
Yeah.
A lot of people will walk into St Ives on that little pathway there.
The Lambeth Walk in Cornwall.
Yes, I wonder when that was put in then. Wonder what year.
Oh, it doesn't give a year here. But if you look, the one above.
Oh yes.
We'll go down there in a minute
Oh yeah.
and look back.
It's looking the other way, isn't it?
So that's at these cottages here.
Yeah. So we're
And
actually
that
stood
says-
up here at the moment, aren't we?
Indeed we are,
Yeah.
yes, by those three there.
Yeah.
That date is 1931.
Okay. Oh, very good.
So let's take this bit with us and go over there towards the church and Lambeth Walk and look back at these properties. Oh, it's so narrow. It's bonkers. And look at this. You've actually got a room there. I probably didn't film that very well, apologies. But it's very tight, you can't actually get an angle on it. So let's head down into the Warren. I love this little walk. Love this bit of St Ives.
Gorgeous this bit, isn't it?
The cottages are so pretty and cute, aren't they? Adorable.
All different. Every single one is slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Look at this one. It's called the Little Snug. Oh, it's so cute.
It's very narrow.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, it's a sea defence, isn't it? Because it curls at the top to push the wave back.
Sarah, I feel a song coming on.
What's that?
It's got to be done.
Go on then.
Anytime you're Lambeth way, any evening, any day, you'll find a soul doing the Lambeth Walk.
I'm not tuning in. I can't sing, but you did a very good job. I hope you're all singing along at home. That took us ages to get that in them.
Throwing things at the TV. Down with this type of rubbish.
Let's get that book out, it's much better.
Trying to match it up?
Yeah, but I can't hold the book up because it'll blow and flap in the wind. That's the twin kind of roof line of the Pedonolva Hotel, and then it comes back to the 3 terraced houses and the backs of those beautiful cottages we were looking at before. That's the White and Slate building.
What?
That's the art club. The black is still the same, isn't it? And then you've got the 3 cottages that still look identical, and that one being built.
And that was from 1931.
Yeah!
Brilliant.
Gosh, hardly anything's changed.
I didn't do it. That looks nice and warm. So, hello.
We're now looking for a green door.
We are looking for a green door.
Tatty green door. That's got a reputation.
You can't describe it as tatty.
Okay, a green door with a patina.
Oh, that's better.
That sounds arty, doesn't it? So, we're going behind St Ives Bakery. I'm following you, Andrew.
It's a
What?
wonderful green door.
Okay. Oh wow. Right. Not sure if you've seen online, there's been a few photographs been posted on Flickr and Instagram of a green door in St Ives. It's a wonderful old door, meant to be about 200 years old. It has flaking paint and it has the most beautiful flowers outside. Lots of people photograph it, so we thought we'd try and find it today. Gosh, it doesn't look like it's been touched for 200 years, does it? Have you noticed as well? They've got 2 door knockers.
They have, haven't they? Perhaps they're deaf.
Now the story goes, doesn't it, that the Tate Galleries actually offered the owner of this property money, they won't disclose how much, for this door.
As an art installation.
Yeah. And the other thing is that it goes straight onto their lounge, and when the owners can see children outside having their photographs taken, they'll knock from the inside and frighten the wits out of children, which is a fantastic prank.
But a lot of people come to St Ives and want to find the green door and have a photo taken in front of it, and then they put it on social media.
Yeah.
So it's become known as the St Ives green door.
Let's do that in a minute then. So we were trying to figure this out at home. What is it about this door? Is it because it's still original, that it hasn't been replaced with a PVC door? That it looks old, you can feel the age on it, and if only doors could talk, what could they tell you about the goings on that have passed through there over the years?
So it's supposed to be over 200 years old.
Yeah.
And you can't actually see the paint is sort of peeling off there. Somebody told me that was Shaking Stephen's holiday home.
Oh no. Did you notice these numbers on the door frame? Is it the date that the door frame was added to the house? Nobody knows. It could easily be challenged. After all, they're on the frame, they're not on the door. So does it date the door? I'm not so sure. What do you think? What do you think then?
My door at home looks older.
Just to put some context on the age of that door, if you take it back 210 years, that goes to 1812. And all I can think about is Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture. I know that's ridiculous, isn't it? But that's like the era of Napoleon and the Napoleonic Wars. The Georgian dynasty was on the throne in England.
Sounds like a very long time ago.
It does, doesn't it? Wow. I suppose it is quite unusual to have a door that old.
I'll ask my mum about it, she might remember it going in. Sarah,
Yes.
that door we were looking at earlier, that green door,
Yes.
is it 207 years old?
Yes.
I found one that's 208 years old.
Oh, where?
Here, look. Look who you paint that.
What's your proof?
Ain't got none.
Ah! So, that green door, that one looks quite old. Old brass knocker on it and things. But I wouldn't say it's 200 years old. This one, again, it looks quite old. 200 years though? Don't think so. And even that blue one next to it. Oh, that looks original as well. I was actually expecting to see lots of replacement PVC doors, but there's quite a few that could be original. No. Maybe they've got a point. Is it the oldest door in St Ives? Does it warrant all that attention and a sum offered by the Tate Gallery? I find that really amusing, astonishing. That looks more modern. Perhaps they've got a point. I don't know. What do you think? It's quite pretty, isn't it? Should we go there now?
I brought my ladder.
What for?
This is a link. Lovely.
Are we about to tell a story of star-crossed lovers?
We are. The Cornish version of Romeo and Juliet.
Years ago, St Ives had two communities. You had Stannock with the miners, and you had Downlong with the fishing folk, and never the twain shall meet. And if they did, woe betide you. Anyway, our story is a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet, where one of the girls from the fishing community falls in love with one of the sons from the mine, or is it the other way around?
It's a good story.
We'll get the book out and check. A story is told that on one occasion a miner chanced to fall in love with a fisherman's daughter who resided here in Hicks's Court. He'd not been paying his addresses to her for long, ere the fisher lads determined to put a stop to the affair. Accordingly, one night a group of the latter assembled outside Hicks's Court. One of the men was armed with a pistol, another held a skeeter or a syringe which had been primed with bullock's blood. About 10 o'clock, the miner issued from his sweetheart's house. He'd hardly stepped into the street before a threatening shout was raised by the waiting mob, and an instant later the pistol was discharged close to the miner's head. Stunned by the report, he fell to the ground and believed himself to be seriously wounded, placed his hand on his head, only to have his suspicions confirmed by finding it was streaming with blood. Having done its work, the crowd quickly dispersed, leaving the miner to gradually discover of the hoax which had been played upon him, and to reflect upon the lesson which was so plainly intended to teach. So, they probably didn't mean to do anything more than frighten him, but can you imagine putting your hand up to your head and coming away when it's covered in blood? That would have been petrified. That last story we told.
What, the one about the lovers?
Yeah.
I like that.
I do too.
Poor chaps who's covered in blood.
Yeah.
And it's Bullock's blood from a syringe. God, I wonder what he thought.
What a prank.
Yeah.
Eh? Gosh, I think I would I'd be a bit annoyed once I realised.
So it begs the question, doesn't it? Did he get back with her?
Oh, yeah. Of course he did. And they got married, lived happily ever after.
Oh.
Set up a YouTube channel, lived in Cornwall.
We could have gone to the wedding.
So I think that concludes our video for today. A couple of lovely stories.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. Next time you're in St Ives, you have to do some Widdy Waddying.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I love that name. I love that word.
Yeah. And just be careful who you fall in love with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you're in the right community. So I think that's all from us today. So we'll say bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, or perhaps you would consider becoming a patron to the channel, or you could make a one-off donation through our website. Thanks for watching.